The truth occurs. The truth occurs.
Hi everyone, this is like a kind of update video for those of you that saw me make the kombucha the last time with the magic mushroom and are getting into kombucha yourselves. Because if you're following my advice, well, I mean, you might be having trouble because when I made that video, I actually didn't know what I was doing at all. It's actually a SCOBY, not a Scooby. It's a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, and I know it sounds gross, but what it does is it eats the sugar and it makes B vitamins with it, which is good. So I have some better tips for you now. Okay, first of all, I used brown sugar. It turns out that it's better to use white sugar. Well, the brown sugar will give you more sediment and also it'll have fewer B vitamins in it. Now, two, regarding the proportions, in my other video I used 3 cups of water and 1 cup of sugar. Actually, you can use more water. I found that that brew was pretty strong. Say you take about 4 cups of water, a cup of sugar, and 3/4 of a cup of a starter culture. It's like your leftover tea brew from, you know, the previous batch. There's a bit more than 5 cups of liquid in there, not including the Scooby, and that's about the proportion that I found now is better than what I did before. It's not as strong. Now, as for the tea, you can use black, green, or white tea, plain tea, and you can add herbs to it. Here's some herbs that I've been adding that work quite well. This is hibiscus, and you see it's just the plain hibiscus, not some hibiscus tea, which could have, you know, other stuff in it, and also rose petals, which makes for quite an interesting flavor. So you can add herbs like that. You have to be careful because, for one, don't use Earl Grey. Anything with bergamot in it will kill your SCOBY. And don't use anything with citrus in it, kill the SCOBY. And peppermint, you might want to stay away from it. I've heard the mother does recover, but you know, it's kind of hard on them. So, and ginger, you'd have to add that after. Also, things like cinnamon, I would add after. But you can add, you know, flowers, stuff like that. So in this batch now, how I brew it, it's the 4 cups of liquid, 1 cup of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of starter culture, and 3 tea bags of black, green, or white tea. I've been using green, and 3 tablespoons of your herbs. And so let me show you what I've got going so far. This is my big one, and as you see, like it's stretched out to the edges of the container. This is the culture on top. And always use a plastic spoon. The metal's toxic to the SCOBY. So this one is with hibiscus, and it's been brewing for about a week, and it turned out pretty good. It's great, and it's definitely ready. Any longer and I think it'll get sour. And this one, I put rose petals in there, and you see this is what it does. See that the original mother is down in there somewhere. Well, actually it's there now. And then what it does is it makes a baby on top, which is like a film. You see this film here? And that's taking the shape of the jar. And that's going to end up becoming a kombucha mother of its own down the road. But mind you, you don't want to disturb it while it's brewing. So don't go poking around at it. I'm just doing this now because it's been brewing for a while. Let's see if it's fizzy yet. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting fizzy. It tastes really good with rose. Actually, I put like a tablespoon and a half of hibiscus and a tablespoon and a half of rose petals, and it's great. And there's some, you know, rumors going around on the internet that, you know, kombucha will kill you, but seriously, I wouldn't believe that. It's mostly based on the case of 2 women in Iowa who suddenly died. They had acidosis, like their pH level went acidic. Actually, they didn't both die. The older one, who was 58, she died. The other one was 48, and she lived. It turned out that the 58-year-old had a perforated bowel, so I'd say that probably had more to do with why she died than the fact that she was drinking kombucha. The CDC, when they investigated the case with the 2 women in Iowa, they never actually tested their brew to see if it was contaminated with anything, so they never really found out what exactly killed them and whether the kombucha was connected to it in any way. When they looked at the bacteria and yeast that were in the kombucha cultures, those were some other ones that they had analyzed long before. So the other issue though would be contamination. Well, you want to put, you know, the mesh like this so you don't have bugs and whatever else mold falling in there. But you know, there's some, you know, rumors that it could get contaminated with anthrax, but the easy way to prevent anthrax contamination of your kombucha is to just keep anthrax infected cows out of your kitchen. It's really that simple. Oh, and kombucha does have a little bit of alcohol in it, but it's like, it's supposed to be about 0.5%, but if you're brewing it at home, you don't really know exactly how much alcohol is in there, so I probably wouldn't give it to kids, you know. So they sell this in the store. It's like 6 ounces of kombucha, and I'm pretty sure you could drink one of these every day and not die. I trimmed off the edges of the mother, which I'd turn into the baby, and I put it in here. Look at it, it's like disgusting. Look, it's even got little dark bits in it. It looks like, you know, somebody's colon or maybe a placenta or something. Not so appetizing. It's all pink from the hibiscus. Here, have another look at that. The more gross, the more I want to look at it. I don't know, is that normal? Ah, it's a nice placenta. Now that's the sediment right there from using the brown sugar. I'm gonna throw her in here. Oh God, look at it. It really looks like an organ. Oh, look at that. You can see it effervescing. Those 2 bottles right there are worth like $8. I'm gonna have to start bootlegging this stuff. Yeah, that one's got kind of a kick to it. Yeah. So I'm having fun brewing kombucha, and plus it's good for you. It's got those B vitamins, and yeah, so I hope you're having fun with it too, and that this information is useful to you. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.